YouTube. Stand by Twitch. Everything appears to be working here, so give me just a second to make sure that everything is working here where we need it to be. And looks like that is on the good side for now. So let's take a look at this. Okay, we are on, hopefully. Let me just double check here. Okay, naturally there would have to be a hiccup on here. Oh good, okay, here we go. This is where I have to do everything all at once, so I have to make sure that everything is where it needs to be. And if something goes wrong, then that means that I'm the one who's taking care of this type of stuff. So, all right, about 18 seconds behind on there, but that's okay. We'll just go ahead and fire things up as we are able to. So, okay, here we go. Twitch and YouTube, thank you very much. Anybody who would like to ask a question, please do so, and we will get things going as of now. All right, so switch that over there. It is, of course, I would have get the wrong day, and I knew I forgot something on there. Stand by for just 1 second. All right, it is Monday as I type this in hurriedly to make certain that everything is where it needs to be, and I keep misspelling everything. There we go. All right, we are on the air, or at least we're live online at this point for Monday's edition of Weather Overtime. It is beautiful out across the area. It's dry, it's quiet, no problems at all for this evening. Not seeing any problems for most of Tuesday. We could begin to see the potential of some problems with severe weather and with the possibility maybe of some heavier rainfall coming our way. Haven't been able to say that in quite some time, so nice to be able to get some more rain back in here over the next few days. So if you have any plans for outside, Tuesday late through about early Friday, that is where we could be looking at some possible problems. I'm Chief Meteorologist Austin Onig. This is Weather Overtime, our News 12 exclusive video weather blog that we bring to you as often as possible. We have schedule issues and whatnot that happen from time to time. We have gremlins that happen from time to time, so unfortunately, we are not able to do this every single day of every single week as it works. But in the meantime, if you would like to drop your name and location and just say hi into the comments section, please do so. We'd love to hear from you and find out where you're from, what the weather is, where your location, and anything else you might happen to throw in there. If you got a question about the forecast, please ask it. If there's no possible answer tonight, we'll try to get back to you and give you more details as to what may be happening with the forecast or with your question. We're here to give you information about the News 12 viewing area. We're coming to you from Chattanooga, Tennessee, downtown, southeastern United States, Western Hemisphere, planet Earth, solar system, Milky Way galaxy. Thanks to everybody for tuning in and keeping an eye on things, and we'll go ahead and get kick-started here with what's going on with the forecast, which, again, tonight really just is not that much happening. More than likely is going to stay that way into tonight. We'll get to the full forecast here in just a little bit. I want to say thank you to News 12 viewer Helen Newsom from Lafayette, Georgia, hearkening back a few months ago to when we had some decent amounts of snow on the ground. Beautiful picturesque view there. Chose this because as we get into the warmer conditions over the next few days and weeks, going to be looking back on this with fond memories as we get more mosquitoes, more heat, more humidity out there. If you've got pictures, we'd love to see what you're seeing. Send them in to us again at our website. You can also go to wdef.com/photos. You can email them to us, pictures@wdef.com, or you can drop them to any one of our social media pages. And we are coming to you live on Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook Live tonight if you'd like to find out more about our other social media pages and check in there. We did not wind up with any rainfall for today. We're going to be seeing very mild tomorrow, pretty much exactly what we saw today. Temperatures back into the mid to high 70s, almost a carbon copy of what we saw today. Yes, I should have said duplicate. Kids, ask your parents about that. Looking at less in the way of sunlight out there, so less UV radiation, more clouds through the day, and better chances of showers. Best will be in the afternoon and evening, minimal chances, and then getting better chances of rainfall coming up afterwards into the rest of the evening tomorrow, and overnight tomorrow could be on the stormy side, which is something we're going to have to watch out for here. Heading out for a round of golf tomorrow, outdoor activities or wherever you happen to be going should not again be giving any problems to the area for tonight and into tomorrow for early during the day. But then if you have to be out and about, you may want to pack that umbrella through most of the rest of the day. Could be a little breezy tomorrow, wind gusts topping 20 miles per hour at times, so that could be a bit of an issue to do some activities outside. So, excuse me, if you have the opportunity to get things done early rather than later during the afternoon, that would be a very good idea. Even worse weather than just a few sprinkles possible as we go into the rest of the forecast for the next couple of days. So we'll see how well that works out. Overlooking downtown Chattanooga, looking off to the southwest, you can just almost see the lights of Lookout Mountain up that direction, Ruby Falls over that way, and looking at the lights of Lookout Valley over toward the horizon around Raccoon Mountain. I'll be heading to Lookout Valley tomorrow for the elementary school's career day. Looking forward to going back there, excuse me, and getting the opportunity to talk a little bit more about what's going on with meteorology as a career. So thank you very much, Ms. Hannah, for the invitation, and thanks to the school for a warm welcome and for everybody letting us come back there. Pretty quiet at 2475. Usually seeing a lot more traffic at this time in the evening on the Plainview Outdoor Advertising camera. All of our cameras are available on the EPB Fiber Optics WeatherCam Network page, which you can access at wdef.com/weather if you'd like to take a look and see what's going on there. From the News 12 studios, again, Broad Street, looking toward Lookout Mountain off in the distance. Jupiter, I believe, in the western skies. No flyovers of any note for tonight, so not really seeing too much of anything going on there. And one last peek at the Chattanooga Zoo camp camera. No giraffes out for a stroll. Traffic on Holtzclaw Avenue, very quiet, and a few clouds, but otherwise clear skies up into much of the rest of the area for tonight. Back in the 70s, it is again very comfortable for this evening. Great for a walk around the block. Dry conditions out across the area, and we should be staying that way for most of the day tomorrow. The question is, again, what exactly we're going to be looking at into and around the area for the next couple of days, which gives us the potential for more problems if you're going to be doing anything out and about. So if you have any plans for outdoors, definitely want to make certain you keep an eye on the forecast, and we'll help you do that here with News 12. So stay tuned for more on that. So thank you very much. Keelip John, thank you very much for your advertising. We also have job offers here at News 12 in our sales staff. If you'd like to sign up for that, you can go to wdef.com/jobs. So thank you very much for bringing that to our attention, and also keeping an eye on the WDEF News 12 website for more. Today was dry, to say the least. There's not much of anything going on in the way of rain this evening, and not really expecting anything either to be coming in early. But today was very close to normal, back to around normal high temperature, fairly close to the normal low. Bit brisk out there this morning, and even with the rainfall that we've picked up over the last couple of days, we are now approaching again 8 inches behind normal on rainfall. We'll be very close to that again into tomorrow when our chances for rain actually start. So not really helping with allergies or settling the dust either. Allergy report page showing tree pollen now up to the high level, grass pollen now on the board at moderate, and then mold spores at the low level, but everything almost in play. We're just missing some weed pollen out there, but that probably won't be happening until we get into around summer and the rest of autumn, which is again exactly when we start seeing more ragweed problems, and that's where I will be getting a lot more problems coming up there. Next storm system is on the way. We've got more potential for rain from this next system coming on through, and it doesn't really look like much right now. Up across the plain states, sitting across basically I-70 in parts of Kansas. We do see the chances of showers and thunderstorms worst for tonight west of Detroit, back through Chicago, and going back north of St. Louis. Some pretty good amounts of thunderstorms there. And if you're heading west towards, say, Denver, that intrusion of cold air is going to be bringing in a lot of problems for that area. Could be some slowdowns, May blizzard conditions. It happens in that area of the country very easily. So we do have, again, the possibility for less in the way of winter weather here, but more in the way of chances of showers and thunderstorms for tonight. Now, hopefully this map is going to work. We've had some computer connection problems getting our data taken care of. Looks like we've lost some data from here, so the temperature information is not on the screen, but the map is showing the weather symbols and what's going on. So the chances of rain not really happening too much before we get into about, say, Tuesday night, but as the system edges closer to us, we will see better chances of rain Tuesday night into Wednesday morning, and that also will again be sticking around with us as the system gradually shifts on through the area and gives us more potential of rainfall into the next couple of days. And that'll be sticking around through Thursday, so we could see some showers and thunderstorms there, and another system inbound as we get closer to around Friday afternoon and evening. Could be some more potential problems with the outdoor activities as we go into the weekend. We are approaching outdoor graduation season, so something to really keep an eye on. With outdoor activities going on in the course of the next several days and weeks. Lower 50s for northeastern Alabama for tonight. Not as cool as it could be, but pretty brisk. A few 40s for north central Georgia. Lower 50s for northwest Georgia into later on tonight. Western North Carolina, you'll be the coldest with numbers back into the mid to high 40s. And then for most of the rest of southeast Tennessee, could be back in the 40s and the lower 50s. 40s around McKaysville and Ducktown, lower 50s, lower to mid 50s elsewhere across much of the region. So that is where we will be seeing the worst conditions out there when it comes to the temperatures. Now, we also have to pay attention to the potential for severe weather. This is going to be important over the next several days. We do not see anything in the way of severe weather for tonight, nor are we looking at anything for Tuesday. But Tuesday night into Wednesday morning early, that is where we see the best potential of severe weather coming on through. Damaging winds and large hail will be the primary threat. We do need to pay attention again for the possibility. There's always a non-zero potential of tornadoes, so we really do need to be paying attention to what's happening there. Now, May is actually the best, or April is the best time for severe weather around this area of the country. May start to slack off a little bit, but we can still get some pretty decent amounts of severe weather around here before we hit those kind of so-called summer doldrums from mid to late May through about, give or take, October. We've got about half a year where things are going to be relatively quiet. That's, again, something that doesn't say you need to ignore it, but definitely need to be paying attention to it. And again, that threat will exist across the area late Tuesday, early Wednesday. We're also seeing the potential of a flash flooding risk. That will be giving us more potential problems from that particular area of Tuesday into Wednesday. And the best potential will be from roughly south of Knoxville all the way down to Jackson, Mississippi. That could be where we see some pretty healthy amounts of rainfall. Now, the worst of which will be around Starkville, Birmingham, Jackson, 2.5+ inches, maybe around 3 in some locations. I don't think we're going to be seeing the worst potential for anything around here, but I do think that we could get a pretty good soaking out of this. And if that is the case, please remember, turn around, don't drown. There is the good news in that the ground level is not saturated. The soils are basically very dry, so the ground can absorb a lot of rainfall. But when it hits that saturation point, it's going to start letting everything run off into the creeks and ditches and streams and places like that. And that is where we really need to watch, again, for that potential of flash flooding. Please remember, again, turn around, don't drown, don't ever drive through water-covered roadways where you can't see the bottom. That, again, could be the last mistake you ever make. And as it was put very well by meteorologist Dennis Mercero, I hope I'm saying that name, I don't mean to slaughter that name, a great person to follow when it comes to meteorological information. He put it very well when he said, you wouldn't drive into a wildfire, why would you drive into a flood? So something to really kind of think about there when it comes to your safety. Now, over the next couple of days, again, that's where we will see the chances of rain and thunderstorms really start to ramp up. So into the middle point of the month, we could be seeing some much more needed potential of rain and thunderstorms out there that'll help tamp down the fire danger and also alleviate our drought situation. We're also looking at what is basically going to be a decent cool down taking place over the next several days. North and east of us primarily, the warmest numbers will be across the American West and Florida. That is where we will see the warmest conditions out there. Pretty much a heat wave going on into the western most states. That'll be the worst conditions that we see. So something, again, if you're going to be traveling, be ready for some warmer conditions out there. Out to lunch on Tuesday, not expecting anything in the way of rain early on, but through the rest of the afternoon and evening, that could be a bit of a problem. Chip Chapman's got your forecast coming up on the noon show, so stay tuned for more on that. Island Cove, it is a beautiful evening. As we've said, little of anything going on in the way of major problems with rain or visibility tonight. Now that will be changing as we get into the next couple of days. I will get to the graphics and the information here in just a little bit. Beg your pardon. Very dry in the studio for tonight. Zooming out just a little bit here, and again, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, Jupiter in the western skies, and a beautiful view looking west toward the lights of Hamilton County and Chattanooga. Again, all of our cameras available on the EPB Fiber Optics WeatherCam network page at WDEF.com/weather. Rest of the forecast, tomorrow is Cinco de Mayo. It is also National Teachers Day, so pack that extra apple for our teacher. Good opportunity to say thank you on that. Slight risk of both severe weather and flash flooding on Wednesday early. Showers and thunderstorms will linger into the National Day of Prayer on Thursday. And then for Mom's Day on Sunday upcoming, there will be chances of showers and thunderstorms, but not getting a whole bunch until we get into Monday of next week. So we do see at least a little bit of some potential out there, not by much. And again, we'll take what we can get at this point in time. We really do need the rain. We got to tamp down the wildfire danger. There's a whole huge amount of reasons to give us that chances of rain and to take what we can get because of the situation that we find ourselves in. And we'll keep our eyes on that possibility of severe weather as well, so stay tuned for more there. Thanks to everybody for sending in the pictures that you have been sending in. And last week's pictures, we tried to focus on the animal snapshots that we were getting in to the area. We got spiderweb last Monday. We got a scarlet tangler, if I'm pronouncing that right, on Tuesday. A 22-pound albino blue catfish on Wednesday. Bald eagle soaring in the skies over Dalton on Thursday. And technically, it doesn't have much to do with the weather, but we got a cute kitten having some coffee on a cold morning on Friday. And that one was the winner. Rhett Smith, congratulations from Harrison. Your picture of the cute chilly kitten having a nice hot cup of coffee. You made it to the finalist round today, so congratulations, and yours marks the winner for this week's Pick the Pick contest. So thank you very much for putting that in there. And also to everybody who has sent in some wonderful pictures from the last several days and weeks and months. Really great photography out here, I do have to say. So thank you to everybody for putting that information in there and sending in your pictures. If you've got pictures, please send them in to us. We'd love to see them. So go ahead and show them off to us when you are able to do so. I think that's going to do it for tonight. It's, again, amazingly quiet. It's dry. There's really just not much of anything going on at this point. So we haven't been on for too long. We've been on for about 20 minutes, which is a little shorter than normal, but that's okay. Nice to be able to sit down and talk with everybody here for at least just a little bit anyway. We should be, again, seeing some quiet conditions for now, but that chance of severe weather, please keep an eye on that into the course of the next several days. We'll keep you advised, and also we'll have more with News 12's Chip Chapman coming up early tomorrow morning, so definitely want to stay tuned for that. Live and direct on Monday evening, May the 4th, Star Wars Day. May the 4th be with you. Had to bring out the special tie to wear for today, so happy Star Wars Day for everybody celebrating. Don't forget Towel Day is coming up in just 3 weeks' time, so remember that a Hoopy Cool Fruit is somebody who always knows where his or her towel is, so make certain you've got that ready to go. Thanks for joining us for Weather Overtime for Monday. Again, we'll have more tonight at 11. Chip will have more on the morning show, and I'll have more tomorrow evening on News 12. So thanks for joining us, and keep it tuned to News 12.